so it would actually record. There we are. Sorry, you guys missed a lot of this show, but anyway, we will be breaking into music right now, and then after that, I'm going to read this Adosia white paper that I've already read like half of already, but to dead air, I think. So I'm not entirely certain where we cut off on there. So, like I said, I'm just going to assume I probably didn't get a whole hell of a lot of it. If you guys want to comment in the Telegram and let me know exactly what the deal is on how far we may or may not have gotten into this Adosia white paper, feel free to let me know. In any case, I am going to be throwing down into some music right now, and I'm hearing some Anthrax in the background, and I haven't been playing enough of it. I think I might have played like one Anthrax song last time around, and so that's where we're going to go with this right now. And I think I'll go with something off of For All Kings, Evil Twin, here on Coin Metal. If I can get it to play. There we go. Alright. And that was Rammstein, or Rammstein? Rammstein. I like Rammstein. Tear. Gosh, that whole album makes me wish I understood German, or spoke German. That way I could sing along. and not just like mimetically or phonetically, that's it. Be like, yeah, whatever. I don't understand what I'm saying. Anywho, I've got this white paper, and it's been haunting me. I don't know how much of it I've actually managed to get broadcast to you guys, because, well, you haven't been all that talkative about it. So, you know what? I'm gonna just give you all a little flag, let you know I'm watching. Damn it, Jim, I'm here. Anyway. Got this Adosia white paper here, and I'm going to go for it. Kyle Solomon wrote this on January 18th of 2018. It's about 13 pages. There's some pictures involved, so I think we could probably plow through it and actually have just a teeny tiny amount of time for some reflection and commentary, although I'll probably intersperse that too. Adosia Technology White Paper, version 0.6. Abstract. As cryptocurrencies move into their third generation, tremendous opportunities to capitalize on bringing disruptive blockchain ledger solutions to market are presented. While ERC20 specification works well for applications not bound to time-critical transactions, the ability to prioritize high-speed ledger applications depends entirely on being able to effectively support significantly larger transaction volumes. Adosia is leveraging technology available today, ERC20 equivalent, while in parallel strategically aligning a multi-pronged approach to leveraging upcoming third-generation technologies required to enable a variety of seriously disruptive blockchain-based initiatives. Adosia has product, and we have plans. AdTech, Internet of Things, IoT, and the Adosia token, ADO. Adosia began as an ad tech initiative founded in 2012, offering the value proposition of increasing and creating new viewable ad inventory on publisher websites. Adosia first realized revenue from our ad delivery platform in 2014 and has delivered billions of impressions and generated millions in ad revenues to date. Adosia entered the Internet of Things consumer space in Q2 of 2017 and our current footing in ad tech and existing technical infrastructure enables an accelerated execution of our vision for a significant and cascading disruption utilizing blockchain technologies. Given Adosia's initial Wi-Fi IoT open hardware product is readily available today, with subsequent product lines currently in development, our plan is to lead into our blockchain initiatives with successfully prototyped IoT hardware, while positioning our ad tech business to leveraging third-generation cryptocurrency architectures. Adosia will leverage our industry experience in ad tech to pursue an aggressive campaign towards creating a decentralized display ad ecosystem utilizing blockchain for ad targeting, delivery, and measurement. Technology required to effectively address the high transaction volumes demanded by ad tech platforms for ad delivery and measurement of impressions, viewability rates, user engagement, while leaving headroom for innovation features, has not yet been realized. To effectively disrupt ad tech, Adosia intends to pair our proven ad serving and front-end placement technologies with custom high-speed blockchain-based measurement and targeting mechanisms, which will require third-generation cryptocurrency as a foundation. The Adosia token, ADO, will be rolled out under the ERC20 token specification on the Ethereum blockchain. The ERC20 specification is adequate to serve as the base currency to address transactions relevant to the first phase stages of the Adosia platform. ADO will be used to compensate Adosia publishers for ad revenue generated by their Adosia ad placements and to enable Adosia platform end users to purchase Adosia IoT hardware and to make monthly or annual subscription payments. Hardware subscription pricing will be based on the number of physical IoT hardware devices are connected to each user account associated with the Adosia platform at any given time. Adosia's approach to deploying Wi-Fi connected hardware within the IoT ecosystem leverages one core concept. Every hardware component will entail functionality remotely customizable by the end user using any internet-connected device. This approach enables the end user to set up custom triggers or actions applicable to that same device or even to any peripheral device connected to the same hardware user's Adosia account. Each hardware component or sensor can also be set up to trigger external alerts or notifications or to switch arbitrary digital I/O or enable other hardware components, all of which are based on predefined device profile configurations. These customizable device profiles can be easily updated and even be scheduled to become active at various times or intervals as desired. Adosia's approach to hardware control and customization enables Adosia platform users to create custom use cases, to create a better quality of life, and is limited only by a user's own imagination. This is a tremendous advancement, offering a number of new benefits that will become more clear in reading the detailed IoT product descriptions as further outlined in this white paper. Adosia IoT Early Roadmap Wi-Fi Products. Number 1. Blueponics, self-watering planters and personal hydroponic systems. 2. Tap Lock, capacitive sense tap password locks for doors and secret safes. 3. Mailman, solar-powered mailman visit detector. You've got mail. 4. Garage Bug, garage door sentry with remote control and motion detect alerts. 5. CryptoCam, hidden security sentry and room occupancy tracking camera. 6. Open plug, Wi-Fi programmable smart electrical wall outlet. Approach to IoT productization. Pardon me there. Adosia IoT products will be initially released in form of open hardware hobby kits, with each product line then transitioning into rigorously tested sub-assemblies usable by third-party entrepreneurs and system integrators interested in creating their own unique product offerings utilizing core Adosia IoT hardware. Adosia hobby kits will consist of both open hardware components and custom electronics manufactured by Adosia. Adosia will then follow up with productization of our own consumer-ready versions of each product line. The ongoing feedback received from the Adosia community will be taken into consideration and likely incorporated into these consumer product offerings. Adosia hardware will support remote upgradability to ensure rapid deployment development and to permit an ongoing expansion of feature sets. My apologies, sir. The Adosia roadmap outlines plans to launch an open platform API, enabling developers worldwide to interact with the Adosia hardware in creating their own custom third-party applications. The Adosia roadmap is ambitious, and our executive team's ability to envision, adapt, execute, and deploy new and disruptive technology is proven. Hardware mining and token holder incentives. Adosia will enable hardware users with the option to earn incremental revenue by using their Adosia IoT hardware devices to mine. Adosia hardware operators could be individual platform users controlling a handful of devices, or even third-party system integrators or product manufacturers controlling thousands of devices. We are also currently reviewing for ethical entry into offering user opt-in for browser-based mining incentives in the form of content gating widgets for publisher traffic monetization. I gotta wonder who is going to be opting in. Will it be the end user or the user of some cryptojacking widget? You know, like the operator of the botnet that's jacking your browser. I don't know. We'll find out, I suppose. Adosia expects the number and scale of malicious attacks on IoT Wi-Fi devices to increase exponentially in the coming years. These attacks will entail a primary goal of quietly establishing a decentralized network of compromised hardware devices to mine on behalf of the malicious party, while unsuspecting IoT hardware consumers absorb the mining power costs. A peripheral benefit of enabling mining on Adosia IoT devices is that a general consensus basis for the mining revenue any given device family is expected to generate will be established early for any particular mining algorithm. This approach provides extended mechanisms enabling both Adosia and our hardware end users an additional data point in assessing whether any particular hardware device has become compromised, hacked, to mine on behalf of a malicious third party at the expense of Adosia IoT hardware operators. While observation of mining revenue fluctuations are considered, Adosia is not claiming this approach to be a substitute for the implementation of sound security protocols. Watch out for your own bunghole. Let's see. Adosia IoT hardware mining revenue distribution. IoT hardware operators get 70%. Sustained operations gets 20%, Super R&D gets 5%. Token buyback gets 5%. I don't like token buybacks, but that's my thing. I think it's kind of like burning tokens or burning coins. It's a artificial deflationary effect on the coins. And to me, it's one of those kind of market manipulation things where you're not confident that your product is going to work as you intend. And so you have that as like a caveat. It's like, okay, well, every other quarter we're going to burn 5 million coins. And then one time you're going to see that you're profitable and be like, oh, well, maybe we're not going to do the coin burn. And everybody's like depending on you making the fucking coin burn because it'll make their coins go up in value. But you don't want to because the coins have already gone up significantly in value and you want to put those in your own wallet, and thus the incentive gets fucked. So, continuing on, Blueponics. Adosia will lead our early IoT initiatives with the release of our first products from our Blueponics initiative. Blueponics is essentially the first open hardware Wi-Fi platform for personal plant cultivation and makes growing plants a fun and fully internet customizable experience. Both the cryptocurrency and marijuana legalization markets are accelerating, and Blueponics creates a unique value proposition for entry by targeting consumers seeking to legally cultivate marijuana in their own homes with ease, while also targeting an entirely separate consumer market for self-watering planters that text or email when their water reservoirs need to be refilled. In contrast to the overly saturated competition working to position marijuana as an end product, the Blueponics platform unlocks entirely new monetization opportunities unsusceptible to regulation by targeting personal in-home cultivation markets. Configuration possibilities are limited only by the end user's imagination. For example, in the case of Blueponics, devices connected to the Adosia platform can easily be configured to send a text or email when a water reservoir is low or following a sequence digital inputs? A sequence of digital inputs, dude. You forgot of. That have detected motion. Another example could be switching on external fans or lights when the temperature reaches a certain threshold, or for some predefined cycle or time period during any given day. As Adosia releases additional products, this approach will forever enhance the way we are able to interact with our homes and will provide a better overall quality of life. Blueponics has been selected as our lead product initiative in light of current market conditions and in considering we have Blueponics product readily available to ship today. The Adosia roadmap will quickly follow up with nearly half a dozen unique and significantly marketable Wi-Fi programmable IoT hardware products, all of which will be interoperable and web configurable by the end user in a manner entirely unavailable today. Blueponics Space Hydro Hobby Kits will be available to ship upon ADO coin release. Ice Hydro Kits will be available in May of 2018. Ice boards are in their third revision. See https://adosia.com for product specifications and schematics. Neat pictures. Ice prototype boards. Yes. On to the next part. We're about halfway through. Fuck yeah, we're making kick-ass time. TapLock. TapLock is a touch-based password lock platform that will forever change the way we use locks in our homes and businesses. Instead of using keys, biometrics, or temporary access codes, TapLock utilizes multiple capacitive touch sensors that must be stimulated in the correct predefined password in order to trigger unlocking of a TapLock-enabled device. TapLock touch sensors can be detected through wood and configured remotely via the Adosia platform. One use case for Adosia's TapLock would entail furniture having a hidden locked compartment to discreetly store valuables or potentially even firearms. In event a TapLock device is opened, TapLock can be seamlessly configured with the Adosia platform to send alert notifications or to trigger or perform some other action to be taken by a separate external Adosia IoT hardware device. TapLock is in second generation prototype phase. Next one, Mailman. Mailman is a solar-powered Wi-Fi module that hangs out in your mailbox and keeps record of when your mail comes. Mailman can be checked on demand or programmed to send alerts or to trigger any other Adosia IoT hardware device into action. The prelude to Mailman requires the development of an open hardware solar chargeable battery pack power module, which could be used to power a variety of Adosia IoT products. Mailman is in schematic phase. Its solar charging module is likely to spin off into its own product family. And yes, we think Mailman needs a sidekick with wings. Yeah, whatever that means. GarageBug. GarageBug is a hybrid Wi-Fi sentry that enables remote garage door status viewing, open and close, and control from any internet-connected device. GarageBug also includes motion detection triggering and support for a variety of custom I/O configurations. One practical implementation of GarageBug would be to remotely check garage door status to determine if the door is open or closed, while for added security having a custom motion detected alert setup to be sent only between certain hours and only when the garage door is closed. GarageBug products will initially be marketed as hobby kits and then transition to include integration kits targeting garage door control and repair service industries and entrepreneurs. GarageBug is in schematic phase. CryptoCam. CryptoCam is a discrete Wi-Fi Sentry camera that can be activated by any combination of settings or Adosia IoT hardware device triggers. CryptoCam can also be used to capture on motion, detect room occupancy, track movement flow through a home or building, send picture alerts, and activate other Adosia IoT hardware devices based on countless conditions. As an example, CryptoCam could be set up to send a picture alert if it senses 2 or more people have entered a particular room between a particular time frame. Gosh, I can think of a use for this thing already. I would have it trigger the Adosia IoT fucking deployment platform for my little kill drones that go and kill the little fucker that entered my home illegally. OpenPlug. OpenPlug is a Wi-Fi programmable outlet that can be set up to power on specific devices based on a schedule or when any combination of settings or Adosia IoT hardware device trigger conditions are met. OpenPlug will support an open API to enable developers to create their own applications using Adosia IoT platform and hardware. OpenPlug will ship in form factors designed to replace electrical outlets as well as in consumer-oriented configurations that plug directly into existing outlets. Initial ADO token distribution. The initial supply of ADO will be 5 billion units. Adosia will reserve the ability to mint up to an additional 3 billion at a rate of no higher than 25 million ADO per month over a 10-year period, and solely for the purposes of distributing ADO as publisher payments for site-related revenues earned for user rewards or incentive programs, or to support Adosia advanced R&D. The following chart illustrates how the initial 5 billion tokens will be allocated. Let's see. Public 80%, 10% to dev team, 4% to advisors, 2% to social marketing team, and bounty program 4. A hard cap will be imposed on total funds raised during initial token sales, and will prevent the entirety of public tokens available from being sold. Any unallocated or unsold public tokens will be stored in Adosia addresses and be vested for 24 months with a 6-month cutoff, with a 6-month cliff. Adosia may then use these tokens for creating community and future employee funds, and will allow for easy allocation of ADO for distribution for fiat initiated subscription payments. Adosia publisher payouts, hardware mining revenue, or user reward payments. This will enable a viable means for continued project funding and organizational sustainability. For tokens issued to team members, 1/24 of each individual's issued total token amount will vest monthly over a period of 24 months. And let's see here. Okay. Adosia budget allocation. The following chart illustrates Adosia internal budget allocation. And let's see here. This is, I guess, of the whatever percent that they get. Let's see. Advanced R&D initiatives, 15%. Sales and marketing and business development, 25%. Software engineering, 25%. Hardware engineering, 20%. Legal and administration, 10%. And 5% contingency. Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. Adosia will commit significant resources to maintaining highly sophisticated engineering capabilities. This approach will instill an ongoing culture rooted in rapid innovation, while ensuring Adosia's ongoing ability to navigate through cascading disruption while continuing to deploy a variety of successful initiatives. The majority of legal and administration spend is intended for legal services, and any unused allocations will be reserved as contingency. The majority of allocated engineering spend will be directed towards engineer salaries and prototyping equipment and tools. Team roadmap and the future. And we're on page 10 of 13. Dude, we're making kick-ass time here. Team roadmap and the future. Adosia is currently expanding our executive team to fill gaps for certain marketing executive roles. The most current Adosia executive team can be viewed via the Adosia website. Adosia will publish regular progress updates for each roadmap initiative to the Adosia website. While the Adosia roadmap is ambitious, some Adosia product plans are not able to be presented in detail at this time for strategic purposes. Future projects outlined in the Adosia roadmap entail multiple decentralized open source initiatives with world-changing potential. These latter roadmap initiatives will be initially funded from the advanced R&D budget until they are able to transition to profitability/sustainability. Successful development and implementation of these latter initiatives is dependent on upcoming third-generation cryptocurrencies. What are those? Adosia will position to leverage these technologies appropriately as they become available. Now, let's see here. Got a neat little flowchart. Cool. Ooh, 2-pager. Nice. I'm just kind of skipping over some timetables here for, oh wow, they go all the way through Q4 of 2021. So, Now let's see here. Oh, and then they've got a synopsis, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, why not? Appendix, Education is Ripe. This appendix outlines the synopsis of Adosia's Advanced R&D Curriculums Initiative. A brief summary has been included to convey an understanding of the disruptive potential entailed within Adosia's advanced R&D initiatives. Further details relevant to Adosia's advanced R&D initiatives will be released with future progress updates. It is Adosia's view that secondary and higher education are prime for disruption. Currently, the quantity of valuable high quality educational content readily available to the general public is near obscene. An individual's relevant and immediate access to such content is limited only by, number one, the individual's accessibility to the internet, number two, the individual's ability to effectively identify and consume desired content in a manner that achieves their learning goals, effective, quote, search skills, and, number three, that individual's own internal ambitions and drive to better oneself via self-sanctioned continued learning. Adosia is arguing that higher education is already freely available to any internet-connected individual willing to invest the time, energy, and dedication it takes to self-educate oneself. As corporations have already proven, they are willing to pay for such online content consumption in the form of digital ad revenue. Adosia proposes a curriculum initiative based on a simple idea that we can leverage a hybrid platform consisting of a centralized web-based ecosystem capable of facilitating varying degrees of self-education, while simultaneously incorporating a decentralized and anonymously queryable blockchain to record and measure the extent of each individual's self-learning ability, eagerness, and continued progress. Adosia believes blockchain technology can be leveraged to effectively measure an individual's learning ambitions, ability, and discrete progress. This information can be subsequently queried in a manner far more useful to prospective employers seeking to identify strong candidates for employment, and much more effectively than resumes and potentially even interviews. Enabling applicants to anonymously submit learning records will also assist with mitigating potential systemic racial biases that could otherwise exist within an HR chain. How a blockchain curriculum platform might work. The ability to effectively search for content is an acquired skill, often taking years of practice to master and requires an adaptive attentiveness to search algorithms as search algorithms change and can be inconsistent across varying content platforms. By organizing content in detail according to various subjects, knowledgeable curriculum creators will use the online platform to outline effective learning vehicles for utilization by individuals who have yet to mature their own personal online content searching skills. Curriculum creators are effectively the world's next generation of incentivized teachers. They are synonymous with content organizers and will serve as subject guides and knowledgeable retention evaluators. Curriculum teachers will create and maintain curriculums of various subjects of which they possess intimate knowledge. These curriculums will consist of any freely accessible information available on the web, including video and text content, both internal and external to the platform. Teachers will be rewarded with a share total revenue generated from online ads from mining using a student's client hardware and as a bounty transaction split for certain content conditions. The revenue a curriculum creator can generate is proportional to the level of overall student engagement and exposure their particular curriculums achieves. Students may rate each curriculum and or applicable curriculum subcomponent, which provides the more competitive / effective teachers greater organic exposure and thus naturally earning more revenue. Content creators will also be rewarded a portion of overall revenue generated based on the usage and reach their content achieves. Students will have the ability to control the specific data sets a prospective employer will be able to associate with their identity when applying for job employment. To achieve this, students will be able to create various sub-identities within the curriculum's platform with the ability to further partition each of those identities into customized subject groups where knowledge has been accumulated for submission to potential employers as addenda to a resume. To generate additional revenue, the platform could enable various data search services to assist employers with obtaining useful information from student data. As Adosia aligns to address ad tech and further decentralize the Adosia IoT network, we'd like to begin engaging and building a community with common interest in significantly disrupting education and exposing resolutions for other global socio-economic issues. Please see the Adosia website, adosia.com, community.php, for more information on how to participate in the Adosia community. And that is it. And so now I can close this thing. Well, it's certainly ambitious. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words because it was kind of an overload there in 13 pages. The idea of like beating people to the punch on like being your default miner in the background. Honestly, I think that this take on, I don't know how to put it, like monetizing other people's electricity and internet resources in ways that aren't necessarily under their control or with their full knowledge. I mean, like there was a disclosure in there about in their curriculum thing, the students' devices having miners inside them. I wonder I have to wonder what level of disclosure there'll be associated with that. You know, whether or not the issuing teacher will notify the student of the fact that their device is mining in the background. And like I said, I think that take on computing in general, that, you know, just because you can cryptojack a device, that it will be cryptojacked. I think that's an unfortunate perspective. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily true. And I think in the not so distant future, we're going to see some firmware adaptations that kind of inhibit that. You know, it's like, you know, unless this is like specifically being requested by the person who uses the fucking device. I don't know. I don't know what the defeat will be for that particular, you know, deployment of software where, you know, they're just jacking your fucking existing hardware and sucking up your computing cycles. I predict in the not so distant future, this is going to be something that's viewed as a pain in the ass by people, because your resources are being dedicated to purposes that you might not necessarily support and are certainly not benefiting entirely off of. I mean, I can see the potential in this Adosia platform and whatnot. There's potential there. And I don't mean to like cast any dispersions on it or anything. I mean, you know, from what I could see, they actually do have some products available. But turning everything into an IoT device, see, I don't view that as a positive thing. You know, it's like I can see the utility in it. Don't get me wrong. You know, I mean, the internet and internet connectable devices and whatnot, that does enable us to enhance our lifestyle. You know, like I could see in that Adosia, the Adosia paperwork there, the potential for being able to regulate your grow op, whether it be marijuana or carrots, according to the health of the plant, and be monitoring cycles of the health of the plant based on various stimuli. So like if you're testing out some new nutrients or something, you could be testing out like the max, like trying to find the maximal application of a specific nutrient or specific fucking nutrient to your program. You know, say you change the constituency of your soil, or you go from soil to hydro. You know, there's all kinds of ways that you could be using it in that way. But whether or not I want to be using all of the devices that I achieve that with as a miner, I don't know. That sounds kind of iffy to me. But like I said, we're possibly going to be having somebody on this show to talk about this with us sometime in the near future. So we might be able to resolve some of these questions. You know, I'll probably have to reopen that white paper just to kind of reorient myself for the moment, you know. Anyway, I do want to briefly touch into a little bit of music before we close out for the evening, just because I need a break. It was 13 pages, and we ate the whole thing. That was actually time and a half for me, because I don't know if the microphone was actually hooked up, but I did read like halfway through that thing one time. So, you know, because I wasn't certain where I started and ended off with it actually recording and whatnot, I just went for the whole thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and throw down into just a song or two here. Fear Factory, New Breed, off of Demanufacture, here on Coin Metal. And that was New Breed by Fear Factory. I just wanted to get a little bit of hydration and not necessarily make you guys listen to me drink water. But yeah, that's certainly an interesting venture. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I've seen pictures and video footage of some of the planters for Blueponics. So, you know, I mean, they have product. You know, how far that will travel into the future, I'm not entirely certain. But I will say this. The kind of device that they're operating on, it is the kind of thing that's going to be needed in the future for some people. You can't get around it. You know, if you go industrial level on your cannabis, you want that kind of control over your nutrients and your hydration, so on and so forth. You know, your airflow, your CO2 content, your particulate matter content, you know, general vitality monitoring, you know, all of these things. Like I said, if you're on the industrial level, you want to be monitoring each plant to that level. And I can see application for this kind of device or this kind of platform with regard to that. Their perspective on education, I happen to agree with it. But I think that we're entering a new phase of education. And it was kind of led along the way by like Code Academy and Khan Academy and a few others, where these people just said, you know what, there's not enough like school in school. There's not enough education in school. So I am going to set up a curriculum that students will be able to view at any time. And I'm going to make it readily available to everybody. And that is just such a mind-blowing thing when you think about you can access it at any time. You know, any question you might have about what you're trying to do, you could probably go and find a video on fucking YouTube telling you how to do it. And I mean, that takes the ceiling off of so much out there. But you probably should have some level of organization, only because there are expectations of existing people, employers out there, and industries out there that require certain level of competency in a wide variety of educational things, like, you know, being able to do math. I'm not terribly good at it, but I can do it well enough in a workplace. You know, as long as I know the factors involved, I can. But I don't know. I've always done poorly as far as in a classroom setting with regard to maths. But, you know, I built several things and I had to use maths for that. And so, but anyway, the point being that in current industries, there are certain competency levels. Computer competency, you know, being able to understand and write in your given language for your employer. These are important skills to have. You know, as noted on this show many a time, there are a lot of people out there that do not know how to use a comma. And they write articles for publications and they get paid for that shit. So, I mean, really, if you know how to use a comma, you've got a leg up on them. You could probably take their job. I could take their job. If I wanted to dedicate myself in that fashion. But if you didn't know how to use a comma, there's probably a YouTube video on how to do that too. What a wonderful time we live in. Anyway, it is with that I would like to close out this episode. We will be back again on Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so until then, I want you all to trade safe. Do your homework. And watch out for your own bunghole, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Thank you very, very much for listening. I certainly appreciate the support. You can find me on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. and on Telegram and in the IRC chat room for the Verge currency. And so, until then, I've got a last dance for us here, Epic by Faith No More, because we have not played any Faith No More this evening. So, until Monday, I want y'all to have an excellent weekend. Good night.